guys, welcome to the Higher Expertise Show. We're at in New Orleans for the Inforum 2019 conference. I'm here with my good friend Greg from Cashbook. We're going to give you our perspective on how we think the Inforum 2019 has gone. Greg, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
It's good to see you guys back. We were at the Inforum in DC last year, and so we want to give our audience a good our perspective on what we think of the show. So far, how are things going for you guys? I know you guys have a booth in there.
Yeah, we got a booth in there. It's 1723, and getting a lot of traffic. It was a really good location for us. But I think I've talked to a bunch of other vendors, and they're really happy with the traffic they've been getting as well. It's a nice size event where it's easy for people to get to all different places. So it's going well.
Right, and these events attract a lot of people, people from Europe. You guys are from Ireland, right? So, so it attracts people from all over the country, all over the world.
Yeah, we were talking to some gentlemen from Colombia earlier today, and then we were talking to, last night we had an event at Brennan's, which is a beautiful restaurant.
Right.
And they had people from Philippines, New Zealand, Australia, all across Europe. I was talking to a guy running XA in Sweden, so it was interesting.
Yeah, here you get the crowd very diverse because Infor has acquired multiple products. Burst, Lawson, Landmark, and now the strategy with all their products, they're consolidating everything. Infor OS is becoming very key to the whole ecosystem. What are some of the products that you work with on the Cashbook side?
Well, we just keep on expanding, Israel. So that's one of the exciting things. So we came from a AS400 background, so XA, BPIC, System 21, so we've had those for years, and now we're expanding into S3 and M3, Cloud Suite Financials, so each year we're adding new ERPs, and because Infor is so big, we first came to our first Infor event in 2010, and each year we see the progression, and we see all the delivering on the promise, so it's adding new products such as Burst and things like that. So lots of exciting things going on with them.
Burst, Coleman, these are all new products that have been introduced as of recently, right? Coleman is we're seeing a big part on that on this convention. They introduced it last year. I think it's going to be a big game changer in the industry for all these retailers. We've seen Uber Health, how they're using the Infor technology that was announced here. So those partnerships are going to be key to the success of Infor and the partners like Cashbook and Cendien. Let's give our audience some perspective on the whole sessions, the academies that they're having here. In my opinion, I think the academy is a great thing. What are your thoughts on some of those?
Sure, I agree. The academy is the way they're training people up and giving them a little bit more. So it's, the people who have come to this event, they've got a lot of new learnings. They're going away with extra information and new ways of working and new insights on what can be done through the Infor platform.
Right, the sessions are very key and informative to all the people. So if you're looking to come to the next Inforum, one of the key things that we definitely encourage you to mention to your managers and your directors is the sessions. Let's talk briefly about some of the partners. We're seeing a whole lot of partners on the ecosystems, right? Some from the different sides, the alliance partners, the channel partners, the delivery partners. You guys are an alliance partner, is that correct?
Yeah, we're alliance product partners. So they bring us in because an ERP is so big.
Right.
But we're very specialized in cash automation. So that's where we come in and we fit in. We find that it's just a small area, but if it's done properly, it can have such a big impact. So that's the area we'd be focused on.
The other thing, I mentioned that because what we're seeing here is we're seeing a whole lot of different industries, right? Healthcare used to be the number one industry for Lawson. Now we're seeing manufacturing has a big push. EAM is a big push for different clients. So this convention attracts many different clients from all over the world. The industries are expanding within the Infor application, so it only means a lot of great things for Infor, in my opinion.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts around some of that?
Yeah, well, I was talking to some of the Infor sales reps, and they're very excited and we're having some great success. I know Dan DeFalt's team are there. We're doing some wonderful things around some of the different industries that they're servicing. Their industry focus is really seeing them succeed in the marketplace.
And I think that's one of the things that's going to differentiate Infor with some of the other partners, other players, right? The industry specific is going to be number one.
Yeah.
You know.
And I think in North America as well, with all of the the growth that's happening in the country, and the unemployment getting down to the lowest levels we've ever seen.
Right.
People are they're looking at ways to automate, and they have to, because there's not the resources available, which is
right.
If you can't get resources, and I know managed services plays its part in that, but it's just so important to get automation through your ERP systems and through the add-on systems, through the artificial intelligence that you've got in here, through Coleman.
Right.
All those things.
I think it's going to be key for everyone. Automation and that industry is changing. Right, the whole technology space is changing. I know we have a limited amount of time to talk on the podcast. Let's talk a little briefly about New Orleans. New Orleans is very unique. Has a lot of jazz, has a lot of music, has some really good food. You mentioned that you guys went out to dinner last night. What do you think? Have you ever been to New Orleans before?
I was at an Inforum conference about 5 years ago, and then when I was 21, I was in New Orleans. Different experiences every time. So I stayed at different places, but
right. Overall, how you like in New Orleans?
You just can't,
yeah.
But not like New Orleans. Beautiful place, beautiful city, great food.
And the major hoster us here, she did the opening session for us here. So we definitely enjoy New Orleans. We enjoy the culture that's here. The French Quarter is like none of the other places are like this, right? So very unique, very nice culture. We're hoping to come back, maybe not next year, but pretty soon after that. I think it's a unique place.
It's a great city. Perfect venue for a conference, really.
Yes. Any last words to our audience on Inforum, on Cashbook, on your what you've learned here with some of your insights? You mentioned that this has been your best conference so far. Can you talk briefly about that?
Yeah, we're just really, really busy. I think it's we've been doing these things for a long time. I think this is my 10th Infor event in a row, and this is without a doubt the most people we've had coming to our stand. The level of interest is extreme. I think as our products evolved and grown and added more functionality, it just makes it more compelling for people to come and see us and talk to us about the cash application issues.
Great. Well, on that note, we want to wrap up the podcast. Greg, thank you for coming and being part of our show. We welcome you back to some of our other podcasts and look forward to seeing you at some of the user groups and then on the next Inforum. Until now, this is Israel with Greg signing off on the Higher Expertise Cendien podcast.